So let's go ahead and do Hasan reacts to Yay Tim Pool. Okay, so this is the one that I saw. It's a 20-minute one. We'll watch this.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm a live streamer. I do a show called America First on cozy.tv.
All right. And of
He's
course,
a
Milo,
Nazi.
you were here a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I'm your best ever.
I like how he starts out with that. He just says he's a Nazi. He gives no context or says any actual fucking. He never once throughout this entire video says one single thing Nick Fuentes has said that equates him to a Nazi. He's never said a single thing in this video that is verbatim Nick Fuentes saying anti-Semitic shit. Never.
Or guest.
So we've been told that the episode with you was one of the best podcasts ever. People really enjoyed hearing you speak.
I think that's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Thanks for coming back.
Thanks. I was wondering how I was going to make it even more extraordinary the second time I visited, but I think I might have pulled it off.
Luke's here.
Total Sausage Fest tonight. Welcome. My name is Luke Radowski of wearechange.org. Today I'm wearing my Epstein Didn't Epstein Himself t-shirt, which you could get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And I think we should be using that word a little bit more, just like, this YouTube channel didn't Epstein itself. And if this YouTube channel is Epsteined, we will be streaming on Twitter. So yeah, I started the t-shirt company after YouTube demonetized me. So the best political shirts.
Joby Wan, thank you for the 5 get the subs. Chaos1391, thank you for the 5 get the subs.
And of course,
I'm gonna
Serge.
fucking lose it.
Serge.com. Pleasure, guys.
All right. And I'll just pull up this story from The Hill, which is
Wait,
from
where's
earlier today
Kanye?
at 5 p.m. Pence says Trump should apologize. It's wrong to give anti-Semite a seat at the table. This, of course, is related to a dinner that happened, and I was wrong a little on the details. So a dinner happened. Nick, you were there. Yay, you were there. I just want to start off by how did this dinner come to happen, and what happened?
I was talking to Trump for about a month. We had scheduled the dinner in October, and then he announced for president. He pushed the dinner back to November. And I've been pulling together a campaign, and after I put up the DEF CON tweet, a bunch of people that have been canceled, like Alex Jones, I started getting in contact with other people that were now on the inside of the matrix. And Alex Jones, producer, said that Milo wanted to contact me, and here we are.
So that's how you guys got in contact.
Yeah, originally, and then I suggested that we bring in Nicholas as a enormous extra brain firepower that he is. He's most extraordinarily brilliant political commentator of his generation, and he's been treated just about as badly as anybody. So I thought he deserved to be in the room too. And yeah, that's pretty much how we got together.
So I have some questions about that, but we'll get through the dinner portion of how exactly this happened, what went down. So this is how you get in contact, the three of you. How is it that Nick ends up invited to this dinner? And
Now, honestly, so far, I have no problem with this reaction. But it is slow as fuck, dude. You're getting little to nothing out of Hasan. He hasn't said really jack shit in 2 minutes. So, there's that. Let's keep going.
and what happened?
Well, he was rolling with me. I was impressed with Nick, and I was like, just come to the dinner. And we had Karen Giorno pick us up from the airport. And there was a lot of back and forth. There's another gentleman named Jamar Montgomery that was with us. He's an engineer at Boeing, and
I'm telling him we should raise everyone's volume.
Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in, I said, do you want to sit alone? He's like, no, bring your friends in. So a big thing is like Trump had no idea who Nick Fuentes was. But this whole, I just got to go right to the heart of this anti-Semite claim that's happening. This
Baby
is
F.
something, if you read the definition, it says you can't claim that there's multiple people inside of banks or in media that are all Jewish, or you're anti-Semitic. And that's the truth. Like, it's the truth. What are we talking about? And
Elaborate. What do you mean? You mean?
I'm saying, like, I've been labeled anti-Semite, right? So there's different beliefs about our bloodlines, you know, like the documentary that Kyrie posted. And in general, America has been left ignorant and history has been changed. So when we start questioning things that question the indoctrination, then you immediately get, you know, you said debanked, or what did you say happened to you? Or
Demonetized, deplatformed.
Demonized, demonetized. And what's so beautiful about this time is everyone got to see what's really been happening. And now we can really understand. We can see that Ron Emanuel was right next to Obama.
Bro, he didn't know the word demonetized,
was
dude.
right next to Trump.
But so we're getting right into it, I guess.
They're
right?
at
I was hoping to go for
60,000.
the news.
I actually switched from Chrome to Opera GX a while ago just because I was so tired of Chrome being the absurd resource hog.
They're at 60,000 viewers, which is kind of low. I'm gonna be honest. Fell off.
I think the issue is one way to put it is you're expounding upon a localization issue that you've witnessed, right? Let me clarify.
Okay. So
We're getting right.
I'm going to go back a little bit because this is where it starts getting like Hasan actually starts fucking talking in the reaction. Finally, 5 minutes in.
Right into it, I guess.
They're
right?
at
I was hoping to go for
60,000.
the news.
They're at 60,000 viewers, which is kind of low. I'm gonna be honest. Fell off.
I think the issue is
So, right there, he says they're at 60,000 viewers, which is kind of low. First of all, the stream like just started. Kanye gets in. This is probably about 10-15 minutes in at max. Like, bro, yeah, they're only going to have 60K viewers when the live just started. More people are going to hear that, oh, Tim Pool has Kanye on, and they're going to jump into the fucking stream later. Like, just saying he has a low viewer count isn't really a reaction, bro. That's just a fucking observation. You're not reacting to shit. You're just fucking stating the obvious, bro. He's got 60K viewers. Who the fuck cares if he had one? The convo would still be the same. It'd be the same conversation. Who the fuck cares? And he's on his little tirade about he doesn't even know the word demonetized, bro. Because he said demonized. He slipped up his words, bro. For somebody that wants to, like, pretend to be this SJW so inclusive guy, this dude talks a lot of shit when people, like, do small minor mistakes that are easily fucking fixed. And that he got the original point even though it wasn't worded correctly. He still understands what they're trying to say and just be a fucking asshole and not really get it through his fucking head. So, let's keep going.
Is one way to put it is you're expounding upon a localization issue that you've witnessed, right? Let me clarify. There are a handful of people that you see are Jewish in a certain place, and then you associate Judaism.
It'll probably
with
rank
the
up to
power
like 100K.
Whereas I view that as not relevant to it. Like,
Surprisingly
yeah, you're
low.
substantially more powerful than I am, but I don't view what you're doing as an issue of black people.
Yeah, but have you ever heard the term the black vote? So it's okay to put us in one net, but it's not okay for me to put them in one net.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's the basis of the hypocrisy that people have been thinking about and knowing about and realizing for decades. We were all wondering how this dam was going to break. Everybody in the country was wondering, What is the root of this hypocrisy? Why can people talk about white people a certain way? Why can't they talk about that group a certain way? And the wretched and wicked and oppressive prevailing orthodoxy of cancel culture, well, it turned out that the one thing that was going to break the dam was the biggest star in the world, and it took the biggest star in the world to do it. And now the dam is broken.
So let me tell you my issue. I don't like identitarianism. You guys are familiar with what that is?
Well, they started it, and they've been visiting on us.
Yeah, unless it's white identitarianism.
Running for president, you immediately said, well, you'd be good for the black vote.
I like how Hasan just completely ignores Kanye's point. And it's like he fucking, like, willingly decided, I'm going to fucking talk shit about the little small conversation in the middle, and I'm gonna talk shit about what Tim Pool said and completely disregard what Kanye said right here. What his point was here is that other races can get talked shit about, but when Kanye said something about Jewish people, he got shut up. The point here was that, people, even politicians, will go out and say, we need the black vote. And they can generalize. But when he generalizes, he gets attacked. He gets debanked, which Hasan later says, debanked, like it's not a word or something, bro. You know what he's talking about. He got all his money shut down. He could not pull his money out. He could not use his money. You know what he's talking about. Quit fucking going around, moving the goalpost around, and beating around the bush, and fucking face the argument head on. His argument is that he's getting fucked with by people who happen to be Jewish. That's his point. That's not what I'm saying, but that is Kanye's point. So if you're gonna disregard that, at least come back with some evidence that he's wrong. Don't just say, he's anti-Semitic. That doesn't fix shit. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? Is the anti-Semite in question wrong? If not, suck some balls.
And I said, is that because I'm black? No, not just because of that. So is that. Are you doing the same thing?
I didn't say that was the only reason. I said it was because you're.
Wow, he's so good. Tim Pool is esteemed.
Probably would do well
Brilliant.
with the black vote. Absolutely.
No, he wouldn't. No, he didn't. You're a fucking idiot.
I think race plays a role in a lot of things. Absolutely. And I think that
I think the construct of race has really been forced upon us as just something for us to be woke about and just constantly talk about and use it as these like walls.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Judaism?
Well, let's look at the facts of what I'm saying, though. If you say in this neighborhood where they gerrymander, there's this amount of time. So, hey, I wasn't doing that. I was just gerrymandering the lawyers and the Hollywood executives and the people at the bank that debanked me and then froze my accounts. It's like we want to jump into protecting the idea that we can't put a net around something, right? But that's been my job as a producer, to take
debanked
Roy air sample and put it
right there is what I'm talking about. Debanked. Oh my god, dude. You know what he's talking about. He did get debanked. He lost his money. He wasn't able to use it because they froze his account. Like, dude, bro, Hasan was going live for 4 hours and 30 minutes, and he only had 40,000 fucking people titling it Yay plus Nazi. You were sitting there putting fucking crazy ass shit in your titles and still ended up with less viewers than them. Reacting to it 4 hours in. 4 hours into the stream, and you still couldn't even fucking pass him in. What is he talking about? They have 60K. That's such a low viewer count, to be honest. Oh my god.
a James Brown drum and put it within a 2 minute, 3 minute song. That's the way I actually think, and that's the way I talk. And now this morning I found out that they were trying to put me in prison because what they did was
what?
I moved $140 million into J.P. Morgan, and I said, I want to talk to Jamie Dimon. Like, look at me, I'm just going in naive, multi-billionaire. Like, maybe Jamie Dimon will let me in on some deal flow. Wrong. And I'm just like banging my hands, like, I want to meet with Jamie, and I start complaining online.
I hate these fucking ads, bro.
And then they debank.
I love how he said what when he fucking talks about him, like, getting almost arrested or whatever, though. Like, if anybody knows if Kanye was getting threatened with jail time or arrest, or if he thought that was a possibility, I think he knows a little more about what's going on with him than you. So for him to think that he almost got jailed and you to say, what? Like, implying that he's lying or capping or something? Or just crazy? Like, I think he'd know a little bit more than you, Hasan. I'm just saying.
Bank me for complaining. And so I'm about to get debanked. They're like, you need to go to Trump's, the bank, AXO, whatever, you got to go. And I'm like, I've been trying to buy my own bank for the longest. And then we figured out how to get my own bank. It's like 50 million, 75 million. So I'm about to buy my own bank. But then as they're about to take the money out, here comes Adidas with a $275 million bill for marketing funds that they agreed upon. Because I said to them, hey, I'm the marketing, give me the marketing fund, which proves by the response they got when they stole the designs and said, we're going to not call them Yeezys anymore. So this is what I was already fighting Adidas for. So I'm fighting Gap, get out of Gap, fighting Adidas, and then I deal with this little bit of noise from
sitting there staring at his phone. He's not even looking at the conversation,
from the fashion
not
world, where they
listening
use this
at
plant
all.
named Gabby, who's obviously like some kind of CIA agent, knows nothing about fashion. This is a certain thing. When someone can't dress, you know that they're not like a fashion person. They're just there as like the society, like the control that they try to use with celebrities, which has now been broken, right? Because where it broke. Okay. I want to get on like LeBron in a second, but I'm gonna come back to this and just talk about this morning where, I'm not gonna mention her name because she's a nice lady, but someone at Cohen Resnick tells me, and I tell all of my finance people, never use the term a lot. But they said, okay, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. And that made me feel like they're just like waiting, like we finally got him. We finally can put him in jail. And I was like, can I still run for president in jail? I found out I could. So I was like, okay, that's fine then. It'll be okay.
But if you were...
Listen. So here he laughs at him, basically like saying, oh, what? He's switching topics so fast. Bro, he literally, I think the dude does have bipolar disorder, so yes, he switches topics fast. Whether he's got bipolar, ADHD, whatever it is, he's a fast person. Fast dude. Fast equals success. You do stuff quick, you get more successful results. Because that's how you learn, is by failing. So, you need to do shit fast. You need to fail and catch those dubs later. So, the whole point right here was he saying this dude who was invited to whatever show for fashion, he's basically saying this dude was chosen by people to be there. He doesn't actually make good clothes, doesn't actually have any influence in the fashion industry, and he's just there to make other people money. That's what happens in a lot of places. People are there, they don't deserve to be there, and they're there to fuck up the flow of money. Give it to someone else. People, dude, award shows nowadays, nobody is fucking voting for these people who get those awards, bro. Nobody. If the award shows were actually based on people who are voting for someone to win, award shows would be completely different. Some people who deserve the dubs would be winning.
If you were Jeffrey Epstein, they wouldn't touch your bank account. They would allow you to break the rules, regulations, just like J.P. Morgan and Chase did, just like Deutsche Bank did. So there is an issue to bring up with that. But when it comes to the race stuff, I think this is an important discussion to have because
I hate that the stupidest guy on the podcast is talking about Jeffrey Epstein, which is a very serious issue.
They were trying to put me in.
And this is what I hate, bro. Like, he calls this dude just some fucking idiot or whatever. You could tell it's because Hasan's chat does not like Trump supporters or anybody right-winged. Anybody, really. He even admits the Epstein stuff is serious. So he agrees with the dude on certain shit. But since he looks a certain type of way and he talks a certain type of way and talks about right-wing topics that Hasan's chat doesn't like, he's going to call him names and be a fucking douchebag to him for no reason other than just being a fucking pussy. He would never talk to these dudes and actually have a debate with them. Never. I guarantee you.
In prison this morning. Watch this. So
This morning.
yes. So
What
not,
does he
you know,
say?
not come to my house this morning, but I found out. Okay, so they put a $75 million hold on 4 of my accounts, and then they said you.
There
owe
is a
lot.
guy who ran from prison, by the
Like
way.
6 hours to find out how much a lot was. They said, well,
I don't know what his point was there. Yes, there is a person who has run from prison. It can be done. Like, so I don't know why you're trying to make it seem like that's a crazy idea. If he was about to get jailed for some shit that he feels isn't worth jailing somebody for, and I feel like isn't worth jailing someone for, freedom of speech used to be a thing, but some pussies destroyed that shit. So now it is a fucking actual thing that Kanye should be concerned about, is if he was about to go to jail, can he still run as president? That'd make him money. That'd help him get out of jail. Help him pay lawyer fees. That'd help with a lot of stuff. So that's a smart thing to do. So to like act like he's dumb for thinking of things that would help his situation out makes you look really fucking stupid.
around.
Of course,
50
his political opinions were on the
I'm
exact
going
opposite
to
side of everyone at that
CFOs,
table.
Like, okay, so would this be tax evasion?
And he says that, oh yeah, his political opinions were opposite of everybody at that table. Who the fuck cares, dude? You can have differing opinions and still sit down and talk. It doesn't make you a bitch, nothing, like Hasan's trying to imply. It doesn't make you dumb, doesn't make you stupid. So to act like that's what it makes you is really fucking dumb. That is dumb.
Because I'm obviously not the most financially literate person on the planet. I was just a child, basically. Like, when you become famous, you stop growing at that point. I became famous at age 24, and I had handlers around. I had my mom around, different things. And it was always like you go from one handler to the next handler to the next handler. So now I'm having, I get to actually learn how to run a company. I get to learn how to, to count. Really, I was like Pablo in a movie. It was like I didn't even know where to put the money, like literally making $300 million cash, but you're just like a high-priced, we're not going to use the S word just because it's like too passe to use it, but it's like next year I was supposed to make $500 million in royalties, and like no one needs this amount of money. But when
Okay. So I think this really is the, like, you're seeing it right now. You're seeing the difference between right-wing people and left-wing people. The right-wing person actually comes here and talks based on the knowledge that he already knows. And of course, he probably would bring up facts if he knew them on hand, but I'm not going through my phone to fucking bring up all the facts, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not. Hasan is the dude that's probably sitting here looking all this shit up on his phone to debunk the stupidest fucking points, dude. This dude is not there He's sitting there looking at his phone half of the reaction video. He can't even react without staring at his fucking phone. Like, this dude is just sitting there thinking about what he's gonna say to make the chat, like, light up for a second because he got, like, a fucking punchline out that's left-wing retarded nonsense.
When I would work on homeless shelters and ideas, I'd have a contractor, we won't say what race, and they'd be tearing down the contracts. It's all about, position. It's not about the amount of money that you have. And, to come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm not going to go through another, like I'm literally going to walk the F off the show if I'm sitting up here having a, talk about, you can't say that it was Jewish people that did it when every sensible person knows that. I mean, Jon Stewart knows what happened to me, and they took it too far. It was like American History X. Like, my head was on the side of the curve, and the exact people that I called out kicked my head. We found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian.
God
At Full
damn
Sail,
it.
we take a unique approach
Another
to teaching the
fucking
art of
ad,
filmmaking.
bro. I need to get that YouTube Premium, bro. Or get that
and
ad block.
This part is not wrong. He's not wrong. His trainer is a weird guy.
In the Canadian
Everything else he said is insane, but his trainer, weird guy. I told you guys this already.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look.
He's not.
they
Chat,
tried to
he's
medicate
fucking
me.
crazy,
I
but
get
he's not
exhausted.
wrong
They
about that.
wrongly diagnosed me.
So that's basically where you get this whole, like, disrespectful reaction type of thing where he's, like, just sitting there looking at his phone and talking shit about it every, like, 5 minutes. He basically just said the whole reason why he doesn't like Kanye. He says, verbatim, let's go back.
He's a weird guy.
In the Canadian
Everything else he said is insane, but his trainer, weird guy. I told you guys this already.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look.
He's not.
So he says he's crazy, but he's not wrong. Crazy, but he's not wrong. So, if you're going to call him crazy, that usually implies that they say some wrong shit. They say some stuff that's wrong. I would fucking pay to see Hasan, point for point, bring up what he thinks Kanye said that is wrong. Verbatim, word for word. And he says, oh yeah, he had a MK Ultra Canadian trainer. And Hasan says, oh, that's not wrong. So he's basically agreeing with him, at least on this point, that his trainer was fucking weird.
They
Chat,
tried to
he's
medicate
fucking
me.
crazy,
I
but
get
he's not
exhausted.
wrong about
They
that.
wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, oh, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean,
I don't know
They
about the
did a
MK
Michael
Ultra
Jackson
thing. I
the
don't know
whole
about the
works.
MK Ultra
So,
connection. I've
yes.
heard this as well. I've heard the MK Ultra connection as well, but Harley Pasternak is fucking crazy.
But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now.
Yeah.
You can see there's not much of her left.
You mentioned past.
I wouldn't even disagree with Hasan or Kanye on that point. I think the Harley guy probably is really fucking weird. I have no idea if he's got MK Ultra influence, but I think Kanye's got a little bit more knowledge than both me and Hasan on whether his Canadian trainer was involved with MK Ultra. And if you don't know MK Ultra, they did test on a bunch of Canadians as well. So that makes sense.
Pasternak was the name?
Yes, Harley Pasternak. That's the text message that he posted that we were talking about before.
Here's
That's the lobotomy.
look,
isn't
look,
it? You know?
Yeah.
Before the show, obviously, I'm getting a bunch of messages from people. People are hitting me up, and they're like, you shouldn't host them. They're anti-Semitic. They're white supremacists. They're racist. I do find the idea, I do find it funny or weird or whatever that, Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working
Yes,
with...
Harley, dude, yes, his trainer is Jewish, but that doesn't mean anything. Shut the fuck up. His His trainer being Jewish has nothing to do with the situation. His trainer is weird, though.
platform them. And I said, well,
So right there, Hasan is literally saying, oh yeah, you guys are right. He is Jewish, but stop fucking saying that because it has nothing to do with the situation. Bro, who the fuck are they talking to right now? They're talking about the dude who got banned for talking about Jews. So talking about how his trainer was Jewish is kind of contextually, it does matter. Like, what?
I want to understand what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. They're they're involved in what may be the biggest news story of the past week, and we have an opportunity to sit down and talk.
Because
with
the
them.
red media controls both sides. It just said it as simple as possible. Jared Kushner was next to Trump. Ron Emanuel was next to Obama.
But see,
since 1940, go ahead.
I was gonna say, isn't that an issue of these individuals? Like you're extrapolating.
I'm going to order with the last of my money that's available in a different account. I'm going to order a PJ before I sit and have another Lex Friedman setup conversation. When I'm literally they're trying to put me in jail for my opinion.
But I
get
that.
I'm not going to have that opinion. I don't care about people.
Did Tim Pool just
those
say
are bots that
Nick
are trying
can't
to
be
you
racist 'cause
realize,
he's
look at
friends with
Pence.
Kanye? Is that what he said?
He sold Trump out. You get what I'm saying? It's like I would have never wanted to do anything that hurt Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me.
No, he did not say that just because Nick Fuentes is there with Kanye that he's not racist. I'm going to check Hasan on that. He probably did imply that. There was probably a little bit of an implication there. But you could have also just read into the situation very wrong. Like, I'm seeing kind of where you're coming from. But he did not say that. And he brings this up a few times later. It just keeps saying that Nick Fuentes is a Nazi or whatever and shows no evidence, shows no proof, says no conversations where you could even imply that Nick has said anything racist. So, let's keep going.
He lied about me, but I mean, he's known for lying. And when people used to tell me that, he's a liar, it's like, I went into the trenches for Trump. That's another conversation. There was no one in my position that wore that hat. And all of my surroundings exhausted me. It was like death by 1,000 questions. I know I'm jumping to another thing, but what I'm saying is, I know you got a rep for your people online, but it's you got a person in real life that I'm not with it, bro. I lost the money for the freedom of speech, and that's what makes me the only American that we know that really deserves to run the country, because everyone else, your boy DeSantis, Trump, whoever they raise in a petri dish over on the Democrat side is going to play the game.
Look,
and,
here's what I was trying to get to. You went right into the anti-Semite thing. I think it's something that should be talked about. But if you start bringing this up, you're going to ask my opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with you.
I didn't ask your opinion on it. You jumped into it.
But
I don't care about your opinion. I like your opinion on how we win an election, but I don't care about anybody's opinion, bro. I lost. They tried to put me in jail. They blocked $2 billion I had. Like what I told Farrakhan, I said, look, is it anti-Semitic for me to say his name out loud? Like I told
minister.
Yeah, the minister. Like I told
Obama met with him too.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean the Jewish people allowed Obama to meet with the minister. So
What?
Farrakhan said, well, did he have the money? The contract for the next 4 years, if I hadn't done anything.
Okay, so Hasan just keeps yelling out, what? 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 Like, bro. Look it up and see if it's fucking true. Don't just sit there and be a fucking pussy ass bitch. With all the followers that you got, bro can't sit there and do this. So, Literally, Obama's meeting comes same day the prime minister, a chief critic of the deal, will address American Jews via a webcast sponsored by 2 major U.S. Jewish groups. That is facts. Bro couldn't even use fucking Google. Like, are you dead ass right now? Hasan, bro, do better.
Would have been $500 million a year for 4 years. What I was fighting for was the IP, so my children could, I'm sorry, just sometimes I think about 7 thoughts at one time, because anything I see, I come up with like 7 answers to it and then just choose what it is. But the thing is, when I said my children, the reason why my brain kind of blocked, because it's like God is saying, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding
Who tried
stride,
to lock him up?
and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK.
I do not agree with that statement at all. I will straight up say that Malcolm X and MLK fucking, like, I don't know the word for it right now. Comparison. The comparison there, nothing. There's nothing there. But what I will say is, let's look this up. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any proof that he was almost jailed, but I'd still think that Kanye knows more than
Because as I'm
probably
getting
Google.
hosed down every day by
About
the
that.
press, and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they
Bro,
tried to
he
put
is
me in
not-
jail,
dude,
it was like a
that-
dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you. I think.
Who is they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not
Now, I like that part, because Kanye flips it back on Tim Pool. He says, but who is they, though? Because apparently we can't generalize. That's basically what he's trying to say. Y'all did that to me, so I'm doing it to you. Especially if you're going to agree with these people or say that you publicly disagree with my statements, like trying to say that I'm wrong. So, if you're going to do that, you can't generalize them either. That was a good fucking point here, but Tim Pool responds pretty well to this statement too.
fair to you. I think.
Who is they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking
It is
about
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now.
Now, I feel like this is the one part in the conversation where Kanye just looks like a bitch, bro. Like, I can understand that he was, like, getting mad beforehand, and you can kind of see little hints of him getting pissed off. But to just get up without even hearing him out when he's trying to explain how you're wrong just makes you look dumb. It does. So, he shouldn't have just got up and left here. He should have at least heard him out.
Are you leaving? Where do you? I think.
Who is they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm
It
talking
is
about.
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone.
So, yeah, I think this could have been handled both ways better. I think Kanye could have just sat down and still heard him out at least and then left. It would have made him at least look better, at least hearing him out, and not just cutting him off mid-sentence while he's about to explain why you look stupid. And what I think Tim Pool could have done is he didn't have to, like, throw in that, what do you mean, what do I mean? Like, trying to condescend Kanye for even questioning him. He should have just explained himself without throwing that in there. But that's all I can
I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
Have
think
the
we're not going to have a
Like,
conversation.
have the discussion.
Like you think he's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
Make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So I can't say I'm surprised. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals, or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people for the fact that powerful individuals are causing you harm?
I really wanted to ask Nick about his thoughts about MLK because I know they contradict his comments about that. But again, these are mass generalizations that don't
let's
really
hear.
help anyone in my
Come on.
perspective. They just
Why?
kinda sound
It's
like
now just the
their
Nazi.
opposition. They
Now
sound what they're trying
the
to
interview is just the Nazi and Tim Pool.
White men are responsible for everything. When I see people.
And I'm going to end this here because I feel like we got everything we needed to really talk about and why I disagree with Hasan on this, because he just keeps going on to call Nick Fuentes and this guy Nazis. I'm assuming he's calling this guy a Nazi as well, but I don't think Hasan has any proof that Nick Fuentes or this guy are Nazis. But I think he just doesn't like them because he could tell that they're leaning more towards Trump's side politically, and he's being a bitch, talking hella shit about people, not looking into the situation at all, disregarding people's points, and making generalizations about people to talk shit about them, even though his entire reason for being on the stream is to diss Kanye for making generalization about Jewish people. So that's where the line is, like, really fucking thin and really clear. You could see through that motherfucker. It's like there's a little bit of shit blocking the way, but if you were looking at the, like, tiniest string you could find, you'd almost be able to see through it. Like, I don't know, man. It's just dumb. I was gonna hop onto VR chat, but I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna save that for tomorrow. And I'll hop on tomorrow because it's been 2 hours. So I'll probably upload that fucking clip of the reaction tonight. And then tomorrow I'll stream some VR chat trolling furries. So, yeah. If I don't upload it tonight, I'm going to upload it tomorrow. And then when this is uploaded, I'll be streaming right now. So, enjoy.